All right, y'all, this lake is huge. I thought when I looked at the map, I could launch off this ramp and easily get way out into the channel, up to this other bridge and down to some spots I was checking out, but man, it's way out just to the channel. It's a big lake. By researching this lake, I don't think there's any flatheads in it. That's what they claim. And it was supposed to have a good population of blue catfish. Now I talked to some guy that lives down here. He says it's mostly channel catfish. I don't know. We're gonna drop some baits and see how it goes. I got some dag-blasted dog up on the hill barking at me right now. We just trying to get the skunk out of the boat, and now that I've seen how big this thing is, I'm gonna make sure I got plenty of fuel for tomorrow. It's gonna take me about an hour to get all these lines untangled for the trip down here. We're gonna be suspending here. We're gonna catch a catfish out of this lake. I don't know what kind yet, but we're gonna catch one. I'll tell you what, that's a pretty busy boat ramp for a weekday. I'm down here on a Thursday, and it was pretty busy. Of course, the weather's nice down here. Feels like spring down here. It's February 24th, I believe. Either way, we got baits down. Now we're gonna hang out and see if anything's around. I can tell you now, there is gators in this lake. I'm not too crazy about that. Either way, I'm packing some heat, just in case one tries to get the wrong way with me out here. I'll tell you what, man, I filled this cooler up with ice in Tennessee, and it's a good bit melted driving down here in this deep south. I'll have to get some more ice tomorrow. Uh-oh. Oh, he come off. Well, I had the first small takedown right there on gizzard shad. The fish that took it down was too small. It's either a very small blue or one of them dag-blasted channel cat that guy was telling me about. Now keep in mind, this ain't the Tennessee River. This is the Chattahoochee River. I ain't never been here. I just picked a spot on the map and said I'm going there. Well, we gonna see what's here anyhow. You don't know until you throw. There's something on that right there. There's something swimming to the right. Oh, we're hooked up. I don't know what we're hooked up with, but we're hooked up. On the gizzard shad. He ain't a big fish, but I'm gonna net him so I don't lose him, just so the skunk's out of the boat. Well, y'all, it is a blue catfish. It ain't no channel cat. Yes, sir. Either way, skunks out of the boat, Lake Eufaula, on the Chattahoochee River. Woo! It took 40 minutes to actually score that fish. Like I say, I just arrived here and I don't know where the sweet spot's at yet. That's why I'm starting here. Tomorrow I'll have plenty of time to figure out what these fish are doing, whether it's way deep, way shallow. We'll figure them out. Either way, skunks out of the boat right here. What was the name of this lake again? Eufaula. I think it's also called Walter C. George Reservoir or something like that. Either way, we got a catfish. And ain't seen none of them dag-blasted gators. Alright y'all, I'm having troubles out of my trolling motor. All of a sudden my remote ain't working no more. It'll do that, but it won't steer. And it won't turn on and off. It's full of water from where I landed that fish. But the thing's supposed to be waterproof, so I don't know. This ain't good if this is not working because I didn't bring an anchor. This ain't good at all. Alright y'all, here we are the next morning. All I had to do with that trolling motor was disconnect the power and rehook it back up, and it seems to be working. I just went back to the motel. I ain't even took a shower, man. I thought about it all night, and I remember my old trolling motor doing me this way, and I would unplug it, and it seemed it would get everything going again. Either way, man, this lake's a lot bigger than I thought it was. We're starting out over 71 foot outside channel where a creek dumps off, and there's literally a hole scoured out right there. We're gonna try out here, man. I've got time to work this lake, so we're gonna work it and see what's going on. The spot that I want to work the most, I don't know if I've got the fuel to get to it and get back, man. This lake's a lot bigger than I thought it was. It's way up there, man. There's all kind of interesting stuff up by this bridge up here. And I'm gonna have to watch my fuel real closely. I do want to try it up there. Let's see what happens here though. Last night, I got 2 bites, landed 1 fish, and the fish I landed was on gizzard shad, and the bite I had was on gizzard shad. They didn't touch the skipjack, so I'm gonna run 2 with shad and just 1 with skipjack today. See what happens. It is first light. I mean, first thing in the morning. Now back home, the morning bite ain't very good in February. But down here, this deep in the south, water temps out here say 60. They were 64 up in that creek, 66. Either way, we tried mid-depth last night and got a fish. We're gonna work a couple deep spots, see if we can get maybe a big fish. Chattahoochee River. I'm gonna take a look at the weather radar. I do not want to get caught out on no strange big lake and no storm. Way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie coochie. We're getting bit right here. Something's on there and it's swimming towards this other rod, so I'm gonna reel down on it. Oh shoot! Oh shoot! There we go. Right up under that other line. Oh yeah. I always want to get up under that other rod. There we go. Well, we ain't been here 5 minutes, so. Might not be a bad spot. And it don't feel like it. Oh, he come off! The gosh dang fish come off, man. You gotta be kidding me. Man, this trip is something else, I'll tell you what. When you come down 6-hour drive from the house to make a video, there we go. We're hooked up again. Here he goes to the other side of the boat. Oh, he's in that other line. This ain't a bad fish. Oh, he come off too. He come off too, man. He got in that other line, man, and came off. You gotta be absolutely kidding me. Ah, he shot straight towards that other line. You gotta be kidding me, man. This is gonna take a minute. Y'all, we starting out with all kind of trouble on this trip. There we go. We got something on again. I wonder if this is big gar I'm getting into. He's swimming under the boat, whatever he is. If I lose 2, yeah, you know, I can see losing 1, but 2 in a row, and when the third fish don't stay buttoned up at all, he's pulling, he's swimming, but you just don't, yeah. I don't know, man. So far, we ain't caught jack squat. It's very early, not even 7 a.m., so. We got something going on here. Something going on here. Yeah. We're gonna put pressure on him this time. Now that feels like a blue cat because I can feel him roll. Yeah, that feels like a blue cat. I believe this is on the gizzard shad. This feels like a blue cat. Yeah. Blue catfish. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we finally hooked up. This is the most non-cooperative blue cat I've gotten a hold of in a while. He will not let you get your hand in his mouth. Ornery. I guess these fish down here ain't getting used to handled like the ones back home. Either way, we catch 'em blue cat way down yonder on the Chattahoochee. Ouch! Like to took my thumb with him. Those first 2 fish I lost had some weight on them, man. I hope they was big gar. Because I would hate to have lost catfish that nice on a road trip. Hit it. face is covering some ground. Then I got the hook dug into him. Yeah, there's a blue. I can feel him rolling. Woo! Yes, sir. Old blue catfish. These are the meanest goddamn fish. This one came on a skipjack center section. The heads still have not been bit. Way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie coochie. Yes, sir. There are catfish in the Chattahoochee River. Oh. Oh, we're hooked up. We're hooked up again. This is on that gizzard shad tail. He's getting in my line. He's all tangled up in that other line, I believe. Yep. Yeah, he's in the other line. I just dropped it down there. Yeah. Got me all tangled up. Don't roll that line up, bud. These fish are hard to handle. Them Fort Loudon fish, they get handled so much, they let you handle them. These don't. This lets me know we can catch them on gizzard shad tails. Way down yonder on the Chattahoochee. The thing to do would be to take that headpiece off that rod so it can catch a fish, but I guess I'll leave it out there. Well, this has proven out to be a pretty good spot so far. I do know the fish are running out here deep. Either way, we're catching them. So I better stick this spot out for a while, see what's in here. All right, y'all, we ain't had a bite now in about an hour. I must have sore-lipped all these. I hope I got enough fuel, because there's a similar situation upriver. I want to try there, and there's also a bridge up there I want to try around. Looks to be about, I can see the bridge, but it's way up there. So let's hope we got the fuel to get up there and get back to the ramp. But we got to do something different, because these here done left. I lost another big fish because he had got in that other line and that line was able to pull that hook out of his mouth. That's 3 big fish I've lost on this trip. I kept pressure, I put pressure on him hard, man. And I wondered why he popped off. And he had that other line wrapped up in him, man. I'll tell you what, this is a bad luck trip right here. Bad luck trip. What's the odds of the line popping the hook out from another rod twice in the same morning? Oh! That's gotta be gar. That has to be gar doing that. Comes off! How does that happen, man? It's gotta be gar. It's gotta be. Gotta be gar. I believe he's got it in my other line over here. Whatever it is. I just want to see it. Yeah, that's a catfish. He's all wrapped up in my other line. He's wrapped up in the other line. Y'all, I have never had a trip where these fish have wrapped up in my other line so many times. I mean, literally every fish that hits is somehow getting in another line. I go trip after trip without that happening. And here, these fish are doing it every time, man. Never seen nothing like it. Either way, that's probably the heaviest fish. I believe I got one on right there. Oh, he come off. Y'all, that's gotta be a bunch of gar mixed in with these cats. He just pulls the bait off, man. If it's catfish, I've never missed this many hook sets in my life. Ever. Ever. I mean, I've never seen nothing like this. There's another gar on that line right there. He's got it pulled just straight out. Just keeping tension on it. If you was to reel down on him, it'd probably feel like a big fish. He's a pulling on it. Yeah. Feels like a big fish, but he'll come off. I'll bet. He's still on. He's still on. Feels heavy. It's a good sized fish. Now, I don't know, we might have this one. That is a danged old catfish. I'll be danged, that is a catfish doing that. Usually a catfish will just pull down on it, man. That thing acting just like a gar, but either way, we got another one. They will not touch a headpiece, I can tell you that. Here's another theory. Every one of these big fish I've lost could be catfish. And what they're doing is they're not trying to eat the bait right away. They're just grabbing it in their teeth. Because the two that I have landed, I assumed they were gar, and I let them just swim with it a long time before I ever picked up on them. And when I done that, the first one I landed under this bridge, and the second one, I said, that's just a gar, and I let them swim with it for the longest time. Sure enough, I caught catfish. So it could be they're slow to actually get the bait inside their mouth. They're just grabbing it and holding on to it for a while. So what we're going to do now is just let them have it. Just let them have it for a while. When I see it bend, don't do nothing. Just let them have it. And we'll see if that changes our catch ratio. I've got a fish on that back rod. He's just sitting there holding it. You can't even hardly tell you got a bite. But I seen him initially hit it. And he's just sitting there with it. And I'm just going to let him have it for a while. There he goes. Now he's pulling. I'm going to let him have it, and I'm going to have a piece of cheese. He's still pulling. I'm going to wait. There's one on that left rod too. There he goes. Doubled up. I'll let both of them take it. We figured them out. These are the meanest blue cats I've ever seen, man. Of course, now that sun's gonna come out and give me a crappy picture, but I'll fix it. We'll fix the sun problem. Way down yonder on the Chattahoochee. These are the meanest gosh dang fish I've ever seen in my life. It gets hotter than a hoochie coochie. Yeah! Chattahoochee! All right, y'all, it's earlier than I thought it was. It's not even quite noon yet. Either way, I had a rough start last night. Trolling motor just quit working on me. Figured out what the problem was early this morning. And then I set up just like I would kind of back home, just trying where a creek channel dumped into the main channel. It looked like it was out in the middle of the lake, but according to the old channels, that's where they was. And the morning bite just kind of fizzled out here. And I had eyed this on Navionics at the house, all these places actually, before I got here. And I came up here, I guess it's the 82 bridge or whatever, but there's like an 80-foot scour hole right next to this pylon. And I was having the same trouble with those fish down there. I was missing fish, man. And finally I figured out, you know, maybe these fish are just grabbing it in their lips and they're not really trying to swallow it yet. It was a very odd bite. But either way, I'm gonna go get some lunch. And there's plenty of footage in this video already, so down here in Eufaula, Alabama, right on the Alabama-Georgia line, Chattahoochee River, This is Catfish Dave with another one, signing out.